Hi guys, short video here. I did an audio on this question, but I want to do a little video on it. I'm getting asked a lot now if I'm a preacher now. The thing is that I've always been a preacher, you know. Everybody in my life has always said, you know, we don't want to hear it. You know, she's a guru. If you don't want to hear the truth, don't go there or whatever. And I've always loved to read. I've always loved to soak in information. I've always been closely connected to spirit. When I was young, I said God. Later I said goddess, I said mother God, you know, but spirit is spirit. But there's a lot of different dimensions of it to me. But I've spent my whole life, if you've seen some of my other videos, studying spirituality. So basically I'm a teacher of all different spiritual denominations. All the ones I've studied anyway, but I'm also a student and I read spiritual stuff every single day. I spend most of the day in prayer. I'm always trying to talk to angels and my guides and spirit and Mother God, and I like to, well, some people call it regurgitate spiritual information. I am always open to that. I don't like to just sit idle usually and have just regular normal conversations like, hey, what's up, you know, whatever. That's just not who I am. So I love to actually give spiritual advice. I don't call myself a psychic, but I'm very intuitive. I'm a seer. I love to, lately I know people have been calling themselves intuitive consultant. I like that as a label, non-denominational spiritual advisor. And that doesn't necessarily mean just non-denominational Christian, because although I have studied Jesus Christ and a lot about his life, I've also studied Buddhist and Wiccan and pagan and a lot of the ancient mysteries and ancient history, and I'm, like I said, very much a teacher of spiritual information and promoting you to go with what is of your highest and best good and what feels good to you. My whole life has basically been given to this. So I guess I am a preacher. Now I'm starting a church and I'm calling myself, well, I call myself Reverend Crystal Cox, but in order to have the labels in that system of thing, a pastor is kind of one of the heads or the heads of a church. So it's Pastor Reverend Crystal Cox, and I am, you know, I got the legal umbrella and stuff, getting ready to go for the church, and so I'm working under that because that's what I want to dedicate my life to. I still have my real estate company, and I hope to do a lot of nonprofit work for that, real estate advocacy stuff. There's a lot of different programs and things that we're going to be doing through the church. But mostly, you know, my whole life I've just kind of wandered around and give people information to the best of my ability. And so I guess I don't really fear the label preacher. I don't know like tons of scripture. I know the gist of a lot of stuff in the Bible. I'm more into the Jesus stories, like of where he lived on, and just really diving into the history and bringing back the feminine divine and Mother God and Goddess. And these labels, pastor, preacher, Reverend, I'm very comfortable with them, even though I get, you know, ridiculed, but I get that anyway. You know what? They call me crazy Crystal Cox, they call me batshit crazy. A few years back, they called me tinsel hat crazy. I had to Google that. I didn't really understand what tinsel hat crazy meant, but turns out that could be me. So anyway, is she a preacher now? Well, you know, okay, I guess I am. God bless you all.